Every hypercar company is lying to you about carbon fiber. It's brittle, it's expensive, and for the speeds we're talking about, it is fundamentally unsafe. That is the dirty little secret the giants of the auto world don't want you to know. But Pagani found the solution, not by removing carbon fiber, but by making it stronger. Today, we break down Horacio Pagani's dangerous obsession with Carbo-Titanium, the secret material that changed the power-to-weight game forever. Before we dive into the metallurgy, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Only then can we continue to expose the deep engineering secrets that the world's biggest automakers hide from you.
Voiceover needs to be delivered in a serious, intellectual, and slightly sensational tone, like a high-end documentary narrator. Standard carbon fiber, the type used in most modern supercars, is incredible, but it has a ceiling. It handles tension well, but it's notorious for poor torsional rigidity. It twists under extreme force. In a catastrophic accident, it shatters, turning the car into $1 million confetti bomb. For Horacio Pagani, rigidity wasn't a luxury. It was a religious necessity. His dream was to build a monocoque chassis that was lighter than a feather and stronger than steel. The old way of building a chassis using subframes bolted to a central tub was simply not going to work. The weight penalty was too high. The rigidity was too low. He needed a breakthrough. He needed a material that was not only light, but could withstand the brutal, multi-directional forces of a 220+ mile-per-hour corner. He needed Carbo-Titanium.
Carbo-Titanium is exactly what it sounds like, a precise, microscopic weave of two elements. The ultralight carbon fiber handles the crushing forces of tension, but its structure is fortified by an alloy of titanium filaments strategically woven into the matrix. This wasn't a cheap experiment. It was a multi-million-dollar gamble. Titanium is notoriously difficult to work with, especially when trying to fuse it with a material as delicate as carbon fiber. The process requires highly specialized ovens and extreme pressures to create a seamless, non-porous bond. The cost is astronomical, hundreds of thousands of dollars for the raw material alone. But the result? A composite that offers the best of both worlds, the weight of carbon fiber with the tensile strength and damage resistance of titanium. It allows the chassis to absorb and redistribute impact energy in a crash, keeping the passenger cell completely intact. This isn't just engineering. This is automotive alchemy. Now, you might be asking, if this material is so revolutionary, why isn't every hypercar using it? The reason is a brutal conflict between cost and complexity. And that complexity led to a near disaster, a $200,000 mistake Pagani almost made that could have bankrupted the entire company. We'll reveal that secret in the final section.
The true test of Carbo-Titanium isn't on paper. It's in the numbers that define a hypercar, the power-to-weight ratio. For comparison, the monocoque of the Ferrari F50 weighs around 100 kilograms. By contrast, the entire chassis of the Pagani Huayra built using Carbo-Titanium is significantly lighter while boasting nearly 3 times the torsional rigidity. This material allowed Pagani to shave off critical kilograms without compromising safety or structural integrity. A lighter car needs less power to accelerate faster, less brake force to stop, and less complex suspension to handle. It's an exponential advantage. The Huayra R, a track-only machine, weighs just 1,050 kilograms. It achieves this number because the central structure doesn't just hold the engine. The engine and transmission are integral, load-bearing parts of the chassis itself. This is only possible because the Carbo-Titanium monocoque is strong enough to handle the immense vibration and stress of a 6.0-liter V12 engine. This is the ultimate expression of the material, the fusion of the engine and the chassis into a single, cohesive, ultra-rigid sculpture. Carbo-Titanium brought with it a manufacturing nightmare. Because the material is so dense and rigid, traditional tooling used to drill or cut carbon fiber simply wasn't strong enough. It required diamond-tip drills and water jet cutters, dramatically increasing production time and cost. Pagani's engineering team initially made a critical miscalculation. During the early stages of the Huayra, they underspecified the tolerance required for one of the main suspension mounting points. The material was so rigid that even a microscopic flaw in the placement of the titanium weave meant the entire chassis, valued at over $200,000, had to be scrapped. They couldn't simply patch it or re-drill it. This incident was a devastating blow, forcing Horacio Pagani to almost abandon the material altogether. But his obsession, his belief that art and engineering must fuse, pushed the team to master the process, leading to the creation of the most precise, highest tolerance manufacturing floor in the automotive industry. It was a massive financial risk that ultimately cemented Pagani's status at the apex of hypercar engineering. The story of Carbo-Titanium isn't just a technical paper on metallurgy. It's a philosophical manifesto. It is the perfect example of how an uncompromising artistic vision, the pursuit of the perfect weight-to-power ratio, forces a revolution in science. Pagani's cars don't just look beautiful. They are a masterpiece of engineering deconstructed. And it all starts with a vision that refused to accept the limitations of standard carbon fiber. If you were fascinated by this engineering deep dive, let us know. Comment below and tell us what's the most insane, over-engineered detail you know on any hypercar. Your answers help us choose our next deep dive. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more breakdowns on the world's most advanced technology.